go. All right. Dr. Arvin Scott. All right. Let's give him a big round of applause, everyone here at Unity Athens this morning. Thank you, Dr. Scott, so much. We'll have more music from him in just a bit. And good morning, everyone that's here, and good morning, everyone that's watching online. Welcome to Unity Athens, right here in Athens, Georgia, where you're always welcome and there's always something going on. Let's begin by going on into a prayerful moment as we center and relax and really focus on spirit within us. That divinity that we've been talking about, especially with these 5 principles. God is all good and everywhere present, and it's in each and every one of us as a divine spark. Maybe your spark is sparking a little low, or maybe it's just flaming today, but we're going to see you so connected to spirit in all that you do. So pause, turn within, breathe, take some deep breaths and hold them just as long as you're comfortable, and then let go. Divine Holy All, Infinite Spirit, wonderful wisdom, joy, and light, we thank you for this moment in time. We thank you for all the love and the light in our lives. We thank you for another day of living, beautiful, profound, deep living where we are able to gift others with our light and with our love. We see our world continually evolving, finding new and beautiful ways to do things. We see blessings on all those that have been affected by recent storms throughout our country and throughout the world. We hold them in light and love and peace. We see the blessings just coming from the others, coming from the others, coming from our hearts and our prayers. May we all know in this day our inherent divine essence. May we all let that light shine out into the world, one by one, continuing to make everything a little better, a little clearer, a little more healed, and always adding so much joy. With infinite blessings, incredible gratitude, and a sense of knowing that our path is of the divine. We say or think to whatever name we call God. Thank you, Infinite Spirit. Thank you, Divine Holy All. Thank you, God. And so it is. Amen. We have a reading of the Daily Word today by one of our prayer chaplains, Mary Connor, and following that we will have some wisdom, some unity wisdom from our wonderful part-year guest, Reverend Mary Covington from Flint, Michigan. So we'll start with Mary and then move into Mary. From prayer chaplain Mary to Reverend Mary. Thank you so much for being with us this morning, Mary.
Good morning, Unity Athens. It's so good to be here.
Thank you.
Ready, set, go. The nugget from Unity that I want to share with you this morning, I call peanut butter. No, I'm not talking about the dog that talks about the peanut butter boxes here, though I love that commercial. I'm talking about my experience in Unity Village from the times that I stayed there as a student. One of the things that I realized was how popular the cafeteria is. Now I know Americans love to eat, and Unity people really love to eat. But there is a history out there in Unity Village of vegetarianism. Long before it became the rage in America, it seems that probably both of the Fillmores were. And so the cafeteria on Sunday would have these spectacular menus. People would come from near and far to eat at the village. And when I got there, the first two things that other students told me about was, ooh, the most popular thing on the menu: vegetarian lasagna and peanut butter pie. Well, I had never had peanut butter pie. And I tell you, I grew up as a child who loved peanut butter. My PBJ sandwiches were just the best. And I said, well, I can't imagine it being used that way, but I'm going to try it. The only problem was it was so popular that you had to get somebody there to spy it out and get the word back to us while we were in class that there's peanut butter pie on the menu today, because it went fast. It's so delicious. And the second bestseller that I mentioned was the vegetarian lasagna, which would go home, made right there in the village kitchen, would go fast. And we were also glad during our lunch break to get over there and eat. But I also have a backhanded compliment because, you know, our co-founder, Myrtle Fillmore, was a very wise woman. When they built her home, called the Arches, there's no kitchen because Myrtle didn't cook. Yay. Her mother-in-law did, bless her heart. That we all should have those kinds of mother-in-laws who can cook deliciously. So food is an integral part of our life as Unity people. And let me tell you, you could tell when it was lunchtime or dinner time because other activities fell away. The only thing that continued to go on there was prayer, which of course is a 24/7 mission for Unity. So when you think about Unity Village and said, well, maybe I will visit out there one day, please do and ask for the peanut butter pie.
To get Thank you so much, Reverend Mary Covington, for that wisdom and especially taking us back to Unity Village at that time. So now we have a really exciting part of the service, announcements. Yay, announcements. How people are standing up and cheering and they can hardly wait to hear what's coming up and planning their visits ahead to Unity Athens in person. Why? Because the energy is, I keep saying this word, it's palpable here. You can feel it when you walk in the door. People that have been here for the first time say, oh my goodness, what a beautiful space. There's a purple Christmas tree in the corner. And you still have a tree up on the stage, and it'll probably be our last Sunday, or maybe not. I keep mine up at home until I just don't want to look at it anymore, and that's usually June. So, and then I still want to look at it, but I need to make room for other things. We do have a few announcements today at Ebenezer Baptist Church West on Chase Street. There is a ecumenical council presentation commemorating the life of Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. This is co-sponsored by the Athens Area Human Relations Council and the ICPGA, which is the interfaith community here in Athens. I'm giving the invocation there today. We've got wonderful guest speakers. I'm sure there'll be some fabulous music. So again, that's 4 o'clock. It's free. It's open to everybody. We've been doing this on an annual basis, and we hope to see you there. We also hope to see you here at Unity Athens. Next Sunday, we have Jennifer Farron with us, and that's always a wonderful experience to hear her music and her songs. I believe Peggy Olson is setting up some early morning, early bookworms discussion groups on Zoom, and that is, I don't have the Thursdays yet, I believe, but we'll get that to you. You can always find out more details about what's going on here and around us at Unity Athens by getting our e-newsletter. How do you get that? Well, it should be posted on our website, unityathens.com, but just let us know by sending us an email at unityathens@gmail.com, and we will get that information to you, get you on the weekly newsletter list. Anything else anyone wants to mention that's going on? Our prayer chaplain today is Martha Cook. Martha, if you'd raise your hand. Everyone knows Martha. Yay, Martha. Let's give our prayer let's honor our prayer chaplains. They not only come in here to pray with you after service or before service sometimes, but they're here to hold you in prayer. Our members get monthly prayer calls, and there's always emails and notes going back and forth of the healings that are going on and the prayer requests. I won't mention names. We had 2 people in Europe that were definitely affected by our prayer team calls, our prayer chaplain calls and holding people in space. One was a woman of a friend of a woman I know in my neighborhood who was going over to Europe just to say goodbye to this person because she was being put on palliative care. And I said, hey, we were talking, I said, hey, we've got a prayer chaplain group at our church. Would you like us to put her on the prayer list? Now, we weren't the only ones praying for her, but I'm sure there were others. And this neighbor said, yeah, my whole family is going. She's like a sister to me, and we want to see her before she passes. And I got a note from her after she got to Europe saying, she's doing really well. She's been released from palliative care, and we're having the most wonderful time together. I attribute that to the power of prayer. I definitely do. Another woman in the Netherlands said that her partner, her dear one, was in the hospital and nothing seemed to be working, and the power of prayer went out, I'm sure again from many others, and next thing got a wonderful note that he was at home and she was really enjoying his company and things were so much better. So whether it's something large like that or even something you're going through, and it might not be body related, it might be emotionally related, it might be something you're not able to forgive, consider having one of our wonderful prayer chaplains pray with you. Best way to do that is to be here on Sunday in person. There's always a prayer person assigned to be our prayer person on duty, and today it's Martha Cook. So thank you, prayer chaplains, for all you do. Let's give them a blessing and a round of applause again. We're grateful for Peggy and Nita Matthews-Morgan and our prayer chaplains emeritus also. And I think that's enough announcements for now. So we are going to go right into the message. Actually, Arvin, let's have another song, okay? And then we're going to go into the message and meditation, and then we'll have you do a closing song also. Do you have something up your sleeve or in your hands that could just magically delight us? Surprise and delight us, Arvin. He's doing his magical thing. See, that's why you should be here in person. Awesome.
All right.
As the kids say, awesome sauce.
Awesome sauce. Why don't I treat you to something a little different at this point? This instrument here, I acquired this maybe 20-some years ago, and it was something that I just enjoyed in my home because I used it for decorative purposes, although I knew that it was a percussive instrument. But just recently, a few weeks ago, I decided to take it seriously and create some patterns and some techniques for playing it. No one teaches one how to play this instrument, but the name of this instrument. All right, so the name of this instrument is an udu bata. It is a origin. It originated in, according to what I've learned, and throughout my studies, it originated in Nigeria, West Africa, and this instrument evolved from what was just a ceramic water bottle. And the story goes that one day someone dropped the bottle and it cracked on the side, the water jug, that is, and the jug had a little crack on the side. And the person just decided to just tap on it a little bit, and the crack was about an inch in diameter, and they noticed there was a different sound. So over time, this evolved into an instrument by enlarging that what was once a crack into a solid hole on the side of the instrument of about 3 to 4 inches in diameter. It is right here. You cannot see it, but imagine right here being a hole. And so when you place your hand on that open area there, that hole, it changes the pitch. Then over the years, someone decided to attach a drum head to the side of the udu, and then they named it udu bata. Not bata, I'm sorry, udu igba. Udu igba. So ceramic, you have a ceramic here, you have a drum head here, and then you have an opening right here, a little 3-inch in diameter hole. So I will be coordinating those 3 areas for sounds and create a little music that hopefully you will enjoy.
Wow. Tell us the name of it again.
Udu, and without the drum head on the side, it's just an udu drum. But if it has a drum head attached, it's an udu igba.
Udu Igba. Everyone say that. Udu Igba. Awesome. A lesson in percussion on top of your wonderful music. Ah, thank you so much. Today we're going to do the meditation after our message. And today we are talking about principle number 3. Okay, I love this book, The 5 Principles, written by Ellen Davenport. And principle number 3, these are based on, there's different versions of these, from very simple ones like God is, I am, I think, I pray, I walk my life. Yes, these particular versions that she used were by Connie Fillmore. Human beings create their experiences, it's us's, by the activity of our thinking. Our thinking. We create our experiences by the activity of our thinking. Everything in the manifest realm has its beginning in thought. What are we thinking about? Oh, I catch myself thinking all the time about things I don't want. And the good thing is I catch myself thinking about things I don't want. And I'm saying to myself, do I want to draw this into my experience? And the answer is no. And then I try to learn to shift my thoughts. Well, what would I like instead? Instead of this worry, can I think about something positive? Instead of this person that seems to be not acting the way I think they should act, I need to think about how I should act, or think about the people I love. I'm going to read some tidbits from this chapter 3, just some little spots that I have underlined, underscored, highlighted in various colors over the years, just so you have some new thoughts to think about also. Whether we want it or not, she says, if we are focused on a particular outcome, it shows up. Now, you might say that doesn't happen. I focus on different things all the time and they don't show up. Well, maybe they're not showing up in the physical, but perhaps by worrying about a certain thing or a certain type of thing, more worries show up for you. Or if there's a person, let's say, that we see as being really crabby and ornery, and we keep thinking about that person, we might find, if we focus on that, other people come into our experience that seem to be acting the same way. Whereas if we think about people that we appreciate and love, or even that person that might seem crabby or hard to get along with as someone that we love, the behavior can change. Law of attraction works very well with this. Ellen also says, for that reason, it's important to focus on the good. Focus on what we want. See the glass half full, and I would add, I like to see the glass full, because if it's half full of water, it's still full of molecules and oxygen and glass around it. It's full of space to create in, correct? It's full of energy. It's full of the thought of always having water to pour in that glass. It's not just half empty or half full. She says this, though, if we simply feel happy and positive most of the time, we won't have to bother about treasure maps, details on that if you'd like, or make detailed lists of what we want to manifest, although it's okay. We will create everything or attract, she says she uses those words interchangeably, from a higher consciousness. So as we look at, for instance, our Vision 2023 letters that are available on the back table, where you can write out what you'd like to see in the year ahead, and either leave it here in a sealed envelope with your address on it, or you can do this at home and mail it to us. We don't open them, we don't look at them, but we pray over them at our board meetings and other times during the year, and then you get to see at the end of the year what you wrote down. So it's okay to envision that, but it's also okay to spend our lives, these precious, precious years that we have in these bodies, thinking about what we want. Perhaps asking ourselves right now, what do I want? What do I want in my life? So many areas. There's health, there's creativity, there's forward progress, there's relationships, there's lists all over the place, and charts and circles, pie charts. What do you want? Is something popping into your mind right now? Maybe something that you can actually see coming your way, maybe something that you can't imagine coming your way. We co-create with God, with Spirit. That is, it's an incredible gift. If you went to someone that you don't see very often and say, what are you doing today? How you been? Say, I've been co-creating with God. Yeah, some of us, if someone said that to me here, I'd be going, yes, that's fabulous. But someone in the grocery store, that clerk that I say hi to often, might not quite get it. But it's okay. Think about co-creating with God. Kevin's going to put a slide up in a minute that I just saw, it delighted me, about taking a phrase and making it different. Because sometimes we say, no matter what, if I'm co-creating with God, I can't do that. I really like to do that, but I can't do that. Can't seem to do that. And what happens is, and there's a Myrtle Fillmore quote that goes along with this. If you can't see the screen, I know not everyone has visuals if they're watching online. You take the I can't on one line, the do it underneath it, and then you take a scissors and you cut off that apostrophe T, and what do you have? I can do it. Myrtle Fillmore said, the secret of our power to help others lies in our refusing to be moved by the appearances and the apparent lacks that are reported to us, and in our steadfastly holding the truth of being and declaring the working out of constructive thoughts and words we have sent forth. We can do it. And maybe and sometimes our minds get argumentative with that, right? Well, there's something I just can't do. Well, maybe you can't physically do it. Maybe you want to be president of the United States. I'm not sure why that would be on your list. But if it was, okay, well, there were certain things I would have to do. Then you look at the energy of it. Why do you want to do that? I want to make a change. I want things to be different. You can do that. We can do that with our thinking. Ellen says the creative process is to focus our thoughts and feelings on what we want in order to choose our future reality from the quantum field. What is the quantum field? It's that energy field out there from which we draw, from which we create out of the ethers, so to speak. Deepak Chopra talks about it as the field of infinite possibilities, and so do other authors. As we think, as we create, and of course there's other things that come in. But how much time are we spending thinking about what we want? Whether it's in meditation or walking outside, maybe just pick one thing today or in the days ahead and say, okay, I'm going to focus on this. And I got a great little story that popped out of the blue in the last day of something I wasn't even sure I wanted, and there it was. She also says this. You also thwart yourself by yearning and longing or focusing on the lack of what you want. Utilizing principle 3 that we're talking about today, your best bet is to go ahead and feel as happy and fulfilled as if you were madly in love or wildly rich or whatever it is that you are wanting. What would it feel like, this thing that maybe you're thinking about right today, of what you want? What would it feel like? Again, law of attraction, getting in that feeling of that which you want draws it to you. I believe it opens doors. I believe that draws people into your life that are willing to help you progress in that, or have that gift, or have that, maybe it's a word. that someone says to you, or an encouragement, or a little bit of a hunch that you might get just by sitting in the quiet, or feeding birds outside, or being on a walk, or being in prayer? Are we open to it? Are we open to what we want? So the questions are, what do you want? And it's okay to have a big old long list. I do. I have a big old long list. I love the beginning of the year because I have journals that I fill out during the year, and I like to go in the back of the journal. And one year it was like someone said, write down 101 things that you want this year. And I went, oh my God, that should be easy. I think I got to like 30, and then I kind of ran out, and I said, oh, okay. Maybe the list doesn't need to be that long. Sometimes I'll go like by months. What do you want? Okay. Now what do you really want? And you can, if you're watching from home, feel free to put a little note in the chat. Okay. Now what do you really want that you might feel is impossible to get, or to receive, or to manifest? And then you can go back to that I can't thing. I can't. Nothing is impossible unto they that believe. Nothing is impossible. Are you allowing time and meditation to let Spirit show you a way that you may not even have considered yet? The author Wallace Wattles, I love the name, and he lived around the 1800s into the early 1900s, wrote a number of New Thought books, said to be clear about what we want, be like a captain of the ship steering for a certain bay. I was like, oh, nautical language in there, be the captain. So again, if someone asks you how you're doing, I am the captain of my ship, focusing on getting to what I want. I'll probably go, oh, that's nice. Unless you're here in the energy of Unity Athens, and people will clap and applaud you for talking like that, okay? So, expect good. So this week there was something I wanted that I didn't even know I wanted. And it just showed up in the most amazing ways. I was going through I have this list. It's a bunch of pages of paper stapled together that I've been keeping for probably as long as I've been at Unity Athens, which is, 18 years now, of addresses and birthdays. I love to send out anniversary cards and birthday cards to folks. So as you can imagine, there's more modern lists that I have that are in the computers and stuff, but it's just kind of there in the kitchen, and I don't want to throw it out even though I have more modern ones, and sometimes I'll look through it if there seems to be an address or something I'm missing. So the pages are kind of curled, and the paper might have a little coffee stain here and there, and there's lots of crossing out, and then there's some, this one passed on, or that one moved, or this one is no longer in touch with us. So I was just glancing through it, and I got to April, and I saw a friend's name on there that has transitioned about a year and a half ago, Cindy Lou Harrington. I love Cindy. I still love Cindy. She did music with us for so many years, and we'd have these conversations back and forth. And she was an amazing singer-songwriter and had lots of accolades. I think she sang the national anthem at some games and things like that, and just started this incredible Braille system for eye charts, and just worked with kids that had learning, that needed extra learning help. And I'm thinking, Cindy, and I thought, well, I can't send her a birthday card, right? Because she's no longer in the body, but I know her two beautiful daughters, and I thought, Tian and Brittany might really enjoy a card on her birthday. And then I thought, or would they? It's kind of like, I'm thinking of your mom, it's going to be her birthday, and I'm thinking of her. And okay, well, just kind of put that thought aside, right? I was doing other things and busy last night, and I always give Kevin a thumb drive with some different photos and things on it. And then for some reason, because I tend to lose the thumb drives or I give them to Kevin and I forget to get them back, I was just looking for another clean thumb drive. And the thumb drive popped up and it looked a little different than the rest of them. And I thought, well, what's on this one? So I stuck it in the computer and, the screen comes up to show you what the different folders and things are. And it was like songs and a couple of graphics and a couple of folders I'd sent to Kevin. I couldn't quite get a date. There was some for like 2014. And then I saw one that said 2009. And I said, oh, I wonder what's in here. And it said like subfolders of songs and file. And I thought, well, I'll just open this one to see what it is. And I opened it up and I started the track. It was not designated or really titled. It was from March of 2009 when we were in our other building. And it was a whole service that I did with Cindy Lou Harrington. Yeah, it was so amazing. I was like, oh my God. Because she would come and we would talk about it ahead of time. We would spend an hour on the phone during the week on what song are you going to do? What principle does it work? I'll talk about the principle, you do the song, Cindy. And it also had the beginning before we started where we're laughing about each other's clothes and where did you go shopping now? Is that cool? And like your boots and that, which I talked about at her ceremony for life. And I was just so touched. I was in tears. Her beautiful music, her beautiful voice. And I thought, okay, God, that's what I can send her daughters on her birthday, coming up in a couple months. I would play a little bit of it, but we won't do that today, but maybe at another time. There is nothing that we think about or wish for that is not heard by the universe. Now you could say, well, it's just the energy of me being open. That works too. But surprise and delight me, God, I keep talking about that. Ask that at the beginning of every day. Say, Spirit, infinite, divine, holy, all, universe, field of pure potential, surprise and delight me today. Because that surprised and delighted me. And as I listened to what I was saying in between her music, I mentioned that I had just gotten a puppy. Had him a week, my little Mr. Pancake. And we had just come back from our first trip to the beach where he ran and ran in circles on the sand, which is what I loved best, one of the things I loved best. So think about that. What would you like to surprise and delight you with? It's principle number 3. We are co-creating with Spirit. When you know that gives your life incredibly deeper meaning. We're not just here to get through life. We're not here just to try to stay healthy and, do what we're obligated to do and to get a job and pay our bills and do this or that. Yeah, that may all be part of it. But we're here to live grandly, to live big, to make a difference in others' lives for the good. We're here to know who we are, which is Spirit, infinite, divine, holiness. I would say, principle number 2, we have much more than a spark of the divine within us. We have this light in us. Sometimes we dim it by our thinking, worry, doubt, fear, negativity, criticism. Sometimes it's just open, as wide as a searchlight, searching for the divine in ourselves and everyone else. That is what I learned this week. For meditation, I'm going to use this meditation that wonderful Reverend Ellen Davenport, Vice President of Publishing at Unity, put in every chapter of this book. So if you would, maybe turn off your light or light a candle. We don't need any music for this, Kevin. And we're going to meditate on principle 3, co-creating with God. So take some breaths and hold them and let them go, however you're comfortable. Some of us like to put our feet flat on the floor, the principle of faith, which is our monthly principle, in which we can draw up through our feet that represent faith. The color blue, as Reverend Mary is wearing today. And we breathe and let go. I am fully divine and fully human. You are fully divine and fully human as Jesus was. You are on earth to express God as you, a part of spirit in its infinite variations. Feel that. Feel that. What does it feel like? You are free and unlimited. Free and unlimited. The creator of your experience. Feel the energy of that. The power of those words. What you believe comes to you. What I believe comes to me. Consider saying that or thinking it. What I believe comes to me. What I want is already mine. What I want is already mine. What I perceive becomes real. What I perceive becomes real. What I know is the playfulness and creativity that I recognize as God's image in me. Think on that. Creativity and playfulness of God. Image as you. As you. We are co-creating together. My life, your life, this world, all that is. We are co-creating together. You play a part. I play a part. You have a role. I have a role. And the universe would not be complete without me. I want to say that. The universe would not be complete without me. One more time. The universe would not be complete without me. And lastly, the future is mine to design. The future is mine to design. Your future is yours to design. What do you want? It is there for you. It is there for you. Allow it. Know it. Behold it. Pause on it for a moment of silence. Know it. Behold it. Allow it. Know it. Allow it. Behold it. Take that deep into your heart. Wrap it in love. Keep it handy throughout this day in the days ahead. Namaste and blessings. When you're ready, open your eyes, turn on your light, do a little wiggle, do a little dance, do a little dance. We are going to pass our sacred exchange basket. Kevin will put up the slide for different ways that you can support Unity Athens if that moves you. We're very appreciative of support and your financial gifts and your blessings. You help us remain in this beautiful space, in this beautiful area with our wonderful rooms. If you are interested in renting space, let us know. And we just give our gifts blessings. We hold it over our hearts. We say our sacred exchange affirmation, or an affirmation you have on your heart. Perhaps you have one that you like to say. We have this divine love flowing through me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, your name for the divine God, infinite spirit, holy all, creator of all, my co-creator with me. And so it is, and so it shall be. Remember, if you'd like to get a copy of our e-newsletter, to let us know at unityathens@gmail.com. You can go to our website to give or donate or support us, unityathens.com/donate/hallelujah. No, that's not on there. And we're going to pass it over to close out with his amazing music, Dr. Arvin Scott. Let's give him a wonderful round of applause. Thank you so much for being with us today. Blessings. Thank you, dear. Whoa, wonderful. Thank you again, Dr. Arvin Scott. We'll say our light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, wherever you are, wherever all are, God is, and all is well. Thank you so much for being with us today, and we hope to see you next Sunday in person. Again, come in and soak up that positive energy. Namaste.